Hi, beautiful soul. Thank you for being with me, Mystic Mia Moksha, here mostly in the moment with another Love Pick a Card reading. We're looking at how they really feel about you and what is actually going on in this connection. We have 3 piles here, with pile number 1 with the flying kite and the diopside, pile number 2 with the beach chair and the blue Aragonite, pile number 3 with the daffodils and the orange calcite. We choose a pile based on the image, the number, or the crystal that resonates with you. I just want to say thank you so much to all of you for liking my videos, for commenting. It's so helpful to me at this time. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you for the donations. It paid for my new tarot cards, and now I'm getting a new mic, so hopefully you'll be able to hear me more clear. I'm very excited for what's to come this spring, summer, the rest of this year, next year. So thank you for supporting me. I hope that these channeled divine messages guide you to your highest and best path. That's the intention I put in for each reading. So with that, I hope you enjoy this reading, and I wish you so much love, light, and peace. Hi, pile number 1 with the flying kite and the diopside. Let's see how they really feel about you. How do they really feel about you? Every road leads back to you. So I really feel like they thought initially that they only had one option with you. And if that option failed, if that path failed, then there would be no way coming back to you. But they're realizing now that you're in each other's lives for a reason, and there are so many paths that they can take going forward, and a lot of those paths actually do come back to you or do connect with you in other ways that they never thought. I miss the way you hold me. I feel like right now they are really missing you. They really want to be held by you. I feel like they're feeling really sad about the situation, and so they would really like it if you were there to comfort them. And I feel like maybe they're the ones who comfort you usually, but this time they're really missing you, and it's really hitting them hard, and they really wish that they can be in your arms. Wow, I feel like they're missing you tremendously. I'm learning to love myself again. There's this feeling that they didn't know how they could survive without you. They didn't really understand how life could go on without you. They kind of really planned everything around you and around your lives together. So they're really trying to figure out how can I love my life again? How can I love myself again without them there? So they're really, really missing you, or they're really, if you got into an argument with this person, or if you've had a small separation, or this was a breakup or something that just never came to fruition, they're really, it's really hitting them hard right now. I want to come in from the cold, yeah. I do feel like in this situation, you might have been the one that kind of kicked them out. Maybe you were fed up, or maybe it was kind of all of a sudden for them. They didn't really expect it. Maybe you gave them the cold shoulder. Maybe you're ignoring them. Whatever it is, it's really hitting them hard this time around. I feel like this time around it's real. This time around it's for real. And they're really feeling it, and they're understanding what it might be like if you just fell off the face of the earth, and they would be clueless, they'd be directionless, and it's really hitting them hard right now. So how do they really feel about you? I cannot deny my love for you. So I feel like this is like the initial reaction, and what we're getting into is kind of like diving deeper into how they feel about you. And they're realizing that they love you, and they can't really get over the fact that that's going to be an undeniable fact for them. Like, yeah, they love you. Now they have to do something in life, loving you and moving forward with their life. Like, what are they going to do? Like, they're trying to figure this out. They're like, okay, step one, I love them. Okay, so I'm going to have to do something about that, don't I? I want this, yeah. So I feel like whatever this is, like a short separation or an argument or having space from each other, they're realizing that they want this. And I feel like this was really eye-opening for them. It really helped them figure out where they are in your life and where you are in their life and how interconnected you two are. Because I'm like, yeah, every road leads back to you. It's kind of like, if they think about like money issues or family issues or career issues or health issues or personal space and, you know, individual projects and passions issues, like, it's like everything they think of, it eventually leads back to you. They didn't realize it, but they've been planning everything around you. You help me understand myself. Yeah. This is why they're so confused right now. It's because they've been just kind of coasting on what you've been telling them about this connection and about the two of you and your future plans and the goals you had. Like, they were just kind of maybe relying more heavily on you, or they're just kind of, you know, they kind of just like set the goals and then forgot about it. They didn't really, I feel like they didn't really put work into maintaining the goals that you two had, maintaining the relationship, maintaining the connection, and they just kind of coasted by thinking like that would be taken care of. And they're realizing now it's because you were kind of doing kind of that work for them. Maybe they had a lot of inner work to do in terms of this relationship, whatever else that they had to heal, past, you know, stuff, childhood stuff. But you've been kind of, I feel like they've been so comfortable in your energies, and you've been kind of just helping them along with so much of this kind of stuff, relationship stuff, family stuff, relationship with other people. And I feel like they didn't realize that they were just kind of sitting back too much. And they're getting like a huge wake-up call now. Say you want me for a lifetime, yeah. They're kind of freaking out a little bit because they're like, tell me that you want me. Tell me that you want me forever. Because they feel like they have everything tied to you, and they didn't realize that until like now, or until recently, or soon. And I feel like because you kind of gave them the boot, or kind of stepped away, or kind of, you know, weren't fighting for this anymore, or fighting so much to like say this or to maintain this, they kind of just want to be reassured. Like, I really feel this kind of feeling of a scared little kid in the corner kind of thing that's just like swaying back and forth, and like because they want you to hold them. They want you to kind of reassure them that you still want them and stuff. So they're really kind of thrown off. Okay. So what is really going on in this connection? So what is really going on in this connection? Reach out. You are my everything. Okay, so they are, this is a little bit sad, but I'm getting this kind of feeling of they really want you to reach out to them, because they, as I said before, it's such a confirmation. You were their everything. They tied everything to you, and they're realizing that now. They're like, oh my goodness, like every road leads back to you. Like literally everything, every area of my life I planned with you, or maybe you planned it for them and they didn't realize it. And so this is a huge loss for them, or a huge blow, and they don't know how to really take it. They're really thrown off guard. Wow. So that's like how they're feeling, like initially. How are they feeling it, like deeper of what's going on in this connection? What's deeper going on in this connection? Just wait on me. Please don't give up on me. So I feel like initially they're like freaking out. It's like they want you to call, they want you to say something, just anything. Say something, say anything. You know, I didn't realize how intertwined you were in every aspect of my life. Like, you are my everything. I didn't realize that until now. Just wait on me. Please don't give up on me. Because in the beginning I feel like they're like begging, kind of. So like, say that, please hug me. Please tell me that like you still want me. And, you know, then there's like a freak out moment. And then they're like, okay. Like, you know, they're getting a grip. And they're like, okay, like, just don't give up on me. Like, I'll get there. Like, I'll do this. I have a gift for you. Okay, so I feel like this is like them trying to figure out now, like, what should I do? How do I get them back? How do I fix this kind of thing? They're really in how do I fix it kind of mode. Okay, so what is really going on in this connection? Reflection. So this was a real kind of wake-up call for you and for them, because I feel like something wasn't working. Like, the connection was working pretty well, but I think it's because like one person might have been you who was maintaining the connection, and the other person kind of slacked off or didn't realize that they weren't stepping up. It might have been that you were kind of moving ahead, and they didn't realize that they were lagging behind. But whatever it is, like, one person, like, things weren't like aligning. It was one person doing, maybe taking on more for this connection than the other person, and the other person was just kind of like, I'm done with this. I can't keep taking on more than I can, you know. What's really going on in this connection? Rest. Yeah, I feel like whichever person was kind of giving it their all might have not even realized it. Like, you might have not even realized that this person was kind of latching on to you and wasn't putting in their same amount of effort. I feel like this person's like good. Like, I feel like this person and you really work well together. It was just kind of like, neither of you realized it either. Like, I feel like, you know how like when like you lose weight or something, if you're living with someone, they probably don't notice it, but if you see someone that you haven't seen for like a few months or a long time, and they see you and they're like, oh my goodness, you lost so much weight. It's like, oh yeah, really? It's like, yeah. You can't tell. And then the person living with you is like, yeah, it's because they see you every day, so it's like hard to notice the change. I feel like it happened like that. It happened so gradually. Like, one person started taking on more, and the other person started taking on less. Or like, I feel like this person's good though. Like, you both are really good. It's just, it became uneven so gradually, and this was like a reset. Like, I feel like you didn't even notice, and they didn't even notice that this was happening until it got like to a point where it's just like backbreaking for you, and like they were, I don't know, maybe they had to do some inner work in their own life. So they start focusing on their own stuff, but then you're here doing your stuff and the stuff of the relationship, and they kind of just like left it on you. But I feel like this person isn't bad. Like they do so much for you, but I feel like you just do more. So I think maybe it just comes down to that, like that you're just someone who does more. Okay, so let's see. Where is this most likely moving forward? How is this most likely moving forward? Don't be afraid to begin again. So there is a chance for this connection to start over. Because I kept getting, I'm like, I think this connection is really good, but it's just like, and they were doing a lot too. It's just like you were doing so much more, and I feel like they're not used to someone doing like 2 times, 3 times, 4 times the amount of work. Like I think you just do like a lot more than most people, and so they were doing a lot too. And this connection was good. I think it just became uneven, like gradually. Okay, so how is this connection most likely moving forward? Focus on your material world. So I feel like because both of you have this kind of break from each other, it's like kind of a good time to rest, reflect on the connection, but also just work on kind of the physical things in your life. I feel like the reason you kind of want to like push this person out is because you had so much going on, and this was just like, it was like the weight of the connection, and plus everything else was on you. So it's easier to just shun this person and get the things done that you need to get done. And I feel like this is a great opportunity for this person to also get all those things done. Plus they have a gift for you, so I feel like this also gives them a chance to kind of show you and work on this connection, show you that they can do as much as you, and that they're willing to, and in a physical way, to show you in some sort of physical way. So how is this connection moving forward? Material things again. Wow, material things, material world. Yeah. So I do feel like both of you are kind of focusing on your work, your money, like physical things you need to fix or buy new of, or I don't know, maybe just working on your physical looks, or just kind of organizing things. It's just like, I feel like the list is piling up. Like I can't do all these like day-to-day responsibilities, all these things for work, all these things for family, all these things for my health, all these things for work, and helping a friend, and all this and that, and take on this connection. Like this connection was supposed to be helping the both of you, supporting the both of you. And I feel like this is a natural ebb and flow, like where one person needs more support and the other person needs more support. Sometimes both people need more support, and I feel like that might be uneven too. Maybe this person's also very, very stressed, and that's why they like kind of missed the signs, or why you or them kind of blew up out of nowhere and just kind of like took this connection to the extreme, and maybe you guys broke up, or you might have taken a break, or maybe just kind of got into a huge argument, exploded, taking some space from each other, whatever it is. Okay, the Fool card, and kind of just slipped over on my hand. So I do feel like this is it might seem kind of worrisome, but honestly it was just something that you both needed to kind of start over fresh. Because I feel like there's this energy of like things are working out, and it might not seem like it because of this kind of like explosion of things, but like you guys are getting the rest and the reflection that you needed. This 1 to the 10 energy, this 0 point energy. Like I feel like this gives them a chance to work on this connection. This gives you a chance to kind of catch up. So whatever it was just kind of, things got kind of too much. And I mean, I feel like you two usually have good communication, but it was just like, I don't know, it was like a sneaky snake. Like you could not, like it happened so gradually that neither one of you really saw it coming. Wow, the Page of Pentacles kind of flipped on screen there. Okay. So yeah, there's this opportunity to start new things with each other. I think that was one of the issues, is like one person was taking on heavily the weight of your mutual goals, and maybe something with that got kind of pushed to the wayside. Like maybe one person was the one dreaming of mutual goals, mutual projects together, and the other person was just kind of like, oh yeah, sure, yeah, that sounds fine. But that takes a lot of like heaviness, because like you plan the goal and then you're planning the steps, and then if you don't really care for that goal, like they're not coming up with other goals, so it's just heavily relying on the thing that you picked for the both of you, you know, whatever that lifestyle is, or whatever that goal, mutual goal is, long-term goal. So there's some sort of imbalance here, but I feel like both of you didn't really see it coming, because something like that, some like long-term vision, and that's not something usually people talk about day to day, right? So it's kind of like that, something that's in the background but means a lot to the connection, but something you don't talk about every day. So, you know, it just explodes in one time. And then last but not least, trust your intuition. So I feel like whatever happened here, it was meant to happen. Like if you two, you know, had a huge blow up, or a serious discussion, a just serious argument, or a breakup, or need some space, or something along those lines, like trust your intuition. I feel like this was meant to happen. Like Spirit is strongly showing like this was kind of like a reset that was needed to happen for the connection, and for a really big reason, because I feel like you guys are both setting up your physical world in a better way for the two of you, and so like things needed to kind of crash and burn. It's like your old things needed to be like, your old like foundation needed to be burned in order for this new one to be built. But I don't want to say foundation, because that's like starting from the beginning. I'm getting like like you need to throw out the old furniture to bring in the new one, or something like that. But yeah, like it's like it needed to happen. And this is it's actually a really good thing for the connection, even though it might seem like to you or to them that like you don't know what's happening. Are things really over? Like you might find out that this is actually just the beginning of something more beautiful between the two of you. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed that reading. If you did, I'd really appreciate a like or a comment. If you know, and you've been supporting my channel for a while, or recently, like I'm getting back into doing these readings again. So like with the algorithm, it's really hard to kind of get going, especially if you have like 4 years of tarot readings on the channel, then you took a year off to do spiritual things. It's like really hard to get back up there. So every like and every comment means like extremely a lot right now. So thank you so much, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day. Much love and light. Hi, pile number 2 with the bead chair and the blue Aragonite. Let's see how they really feel about you. I'm struggling to share my heart. Okay, so they're really having a hard time telling you. I'm getting like not just how they feel about you, but telling you everything. So I feel like there's more to the story than just how they feel about you and why they haven't told you exactly how they feel about you recently or right now. And it's because there's more to the story I'm getting. You're so beautiful. Okay, so they're kind of struggling with telling you these things because they find it like ugly. They think that like it's really ugly of them to like not be able to share their emotions, and not be able to share their emotions like eloquently, like very nicely, in a beautiful way. Like I feel like they might think that you express your heart, express your feelings very strongly, very beautifully, very like clearly. And I feel like this person may struggle with expressing their emotions like clearly. Like I feel like they don't really understand their emotions, and they admire that you do, and that you can not just understand your emotions but express them. So I feel like I try not to be too harsh with this person, because it's kind of like, yeah, not everyone understands their own emotions and really well, and let alone like clearly express them to another person, clearly like tell the person what's going on in their heart. So they're struggling telling you how they feel about you, and why they haven't like said it so clearly before. And it's because of this, because I feel like they might have actually told you this before, but you didn't really believe them, or you didn't really like, or you might keep forgetting that not everyone kind of understands their emotions and can express them as well as you do. And I'm getting they think you're so beautiful, so handsome, in like physically, and the way that you are so fearless in love, and so fearless when it comes to like sharing what's on your heart, what you're feeling, that they feel like they're just so ugly and like so clumsy when it comes to them sharing theirs. So it's like really, it's like so hard, because like not only do they want to but can't, but then they feel bad about it, that they feel like they're like, I keep saying ugly, like, but like I'm getting like ugly on the inside. They feel like they're so ugly on the inside because they're not so poetic, or they're not so like, forget being creative about expressing their emotions. Like they can't even like say them. Like feel like they're like stuttering while saying this. It's like they're like embarrassed of it a little bit. Okay, so how do they really feel about you? I'm awakening to what this love really means. Yeah, so another reason that they're not completely able to share how they feel about you is because they're realizing little by little like how in love with you they actually are, and what that actually means in life. I feel like they're discovering what love really means. Like, yeah, they really care about you and they really love you, but what does that mean? I feel like they're like applying it to different things in life. Like, oh, like having a family with someone, sharing family moments with someone, sharing, nights out on the town with someone, sharing dinner with someone day to day, like, sharing your life, sharing your bake out, sharing your time, sharing your wisdom, sharing your love and support, sharing your nurturing side, sharing your emotions. Like I feel like that's definitely one of them. They're realizing like, oh, to be in love with someone is to show them, tell them constantly what you love about them. Like, almost daily or constantly. You're constantly telling, like, as you discover what you love about this person or what they make you feel, you have to constantly express that to the person, constantly remind them, constantly be inspired by them, and then let them know what this love has inspired them to do and to be. And to love someone is to show them other things, that you care about the things that they love, and that you pay attention, and that that you kind of mentally take notes, or maybe physically take notes, because sometimes, we're not all perfect, we forget, but just kind of what they love, and kind of mention to them here and there what their goals are for the connection, and share with them that you remember what you want for the connection, and that you are doing things for that, And so they're like realizing what the responsibilities of love are, and how this really actually changes one's life, you know? And so they're really opening up to what love means in day-to-day physical life. I don't want to share this journey with anyone else, yeah. And therefore, this is such a beautiful story, like, and therefore they came to realize, like, I want to do this. Like, if this is what love really means, like, I feel like it's not daunting. It's not like, oh, this is too much responsibility. I feel like they're like, oh, wow, if this is what love really is, I want to do that. I feel like they might have been kind of confused by, like, how love is portrayed maybe on TV, or maybe through their friendships, or through other people's relationships, what they see out in the outside world. But when they came to understand it, what love means between you and them, I mean, their mind was blown. They're like, yeah, I'm 100% up for that. I'm on board. Like, sign me up. I need to know how deeply you care. Okay, so this is like kind of like initial love feelings, and this is going in a little bit deeper now of how they actually feel about you. And they're like, I want to do this for you, but I also want to do this, I want to be on the other side of this too. Like, I want to know how deep you're willing to go into me. So I'm getting, it's not meant to be an innuendo, but meaning like I'm kind of like, I get kind of how you want me to be involved in your life. I'm curious to see what that means for you being involved in mine, because they're kind of getting a little excited here, like a little kid feeling I'm getting. This is what love is, right? Love is kind of being able to play with the other person. Both of your inner childs need to be able to play and to understand each other, you know? Love at its simplest is being able to have your inner child perfectly meet and match and play with the love of their inner child. Kind of to receive the love that you wished you had when you were younger, or that you did have when you were younger. You're trying to match that for the other person. And so they're kind of really excited. That's why their inner child is going kind of crazy right now. It's like, oh, I wonder what that means for me. Like, not in a selfish way, but they're just kind of excited. Like, what is love? Like, what can love, the possibilities of love, bring into my life, into our lives? So yeah, they're kind of excited, and like how you may be interested in exploring their interests and what they want in life, and help support them in that. I want you to know what I'm going through. Yeah, so they really have, like, it's an exercise. This is like a real exercise for them in sharing, like, their thought process. And so I feel like they're trying to figure out, like, where feelings come from or something. Like, how does one thing lead to another? So I feel like they're trying to get better at, like, not just communicating their feelings with you, but their heart. Like, you know, I want to share with you my heart, not just their feelings, but like things they care about, how they care about you, why they care about you, what you make them care about more in you know, other areas of their life, you know. So it's like they're realizing that they can practice sharing with you their feelings for you, and just like sharing their heart with you by kind of leading up to it. Like, okay, you know, there's this thing I really liked when I was younger, or I had this relationship with my parent, and like this and this and this and this. And so I guess, like, you know, I feel like they're like not talking to a therapist, but I feel like talking to you, and the only way they know how. This is how they're probably going to practice with you, sharing how they feel, because like I feel like they can't get to like the end just yet. Like they can't get to like what this feeling is and what it means. But I feel like from them like kind of describing how they got there, you can help them figure it out. So this is like them asking you to help them share their feelings about you, their heart with you. In my dreams, I see a beautiful future with you. So now they're starting to dream of very beautiful things with you, because now they're like you know, their heart just exploded because of this visual of, you know, you two having a very deep connection. They couldn't really put an image to this like future with you in the past, but I feel like, or like not really clearly, but I feel like now like their mind just exploded. They're like, oh wow, like we can like lay in bed and have like a breakfast and like just be like, you know, really enjoying the flavors of this breakfast and really being interested on like what those flavors bring up for you and what the flavors bring up for me and all those kinds of things. And they're like, they're understanding the depth and complexity of the sensuality you two will share. Wow. And that's just an example, but like I feel like they're seeing moments like that with you that resonates with, you know, the both of your interests. Kiss me deep and love me forevermore. Yeah, they are reaching this like deep part of themselves. It's unreal. Like this real, true, deep love is hitting them at the core of their being, the core of their soul. And they're like, they're getting chills, like intense, hard chills all up their arms, over their whole body, because whatever this is, whatever happened between the two of you, it just kind of opened up their ability to understand love and their love capacity or something like that, their understanding of love. It just kind of like they had like a love awakening. This is kind of amazing. Okay, so what is really going on in this connection? Let me hold you. So they're really, I don't know what happened between the two of you, but they are just like, let me just hold you. Who cares what happened yesterday? Who cares what's happening tomorrow? Let's just be here. And they just want to be here, like, I mean, this, like, you know, looking out the window or being like on the porch, on the deck, front yard, or just, you know, holding you near the window, looking out kind of thing. Because like I'm getting specifically window or looking out like your front yard or front porch or your front of your building or something, which is like a sign. Like looking out your window specifically of wanting to be like somewhere else, wanting to be, yeah, like looking to the future, daydreaming and stuff. So I get this like a strong feeling that they're imagining all the possibilities, and it's really like they're falling more deeply in love with you as they do this. You already know. Okay. So the funny thing is, like, I'm not sure if you told them that this is something you've always pictured, or if, I don't know, somehow they just know that you already know this about the connection, know this about love and its true nature, or maybe you just found out, maybe whether they're acting weird or kind of very sensual around you and you're just like, what's going on? And you're the more intuitive ones, so you just kind of picked up, so they know that you know, like something has changed within them, like changes in their heart, like changing the heart of their soul. Wow. Yeah, and if not, then I feel like somehow energetically, like they know that you know. something has changed inside of them, like completely. Wow. So this is kind of like at first glance, like what is going on in the connection, but let's go in deeper. Like what is actually going on in this connection? Give me a chance. So I don't know what happened between this connection, but I feel like maybe the love was lost or needed to be rekindled, or something along those lines. Like maybe they just didn't ever step up to share their feelings, and you just kind of called it quits at one point, or kind of just like left it there. Or vice versa, but yeah, they're like, give me a chance. So maybe you gave them an ultimatum, or maybe you kind of, maybe just internally in your head were like, okay, if they can't change, then I have to leave, or something like that. You influenced me in ways no one ever has. Like, yeah, the way that you just kind of opened their heart up has been like very intense. Bold-faced letters here. Like, I feel like we kind of saw this transition where they just kind of like, wait, what's going on here? They went from like struggling to understand their emotions to feeling more deeply than most people do in this lifetime. Most people ever reach, you know? And so, I mean, they're very much attached to you at this point because you kind of unleashed that within them. Okay, so what is actually going on in this connection? Magic. Wow. Yeah, so I'm seeing this kind of third eye energy, which is, yeah, something just like a light switch just turned on. I feel like something was just like turned on in their DNA, where they're just kind of like didn't know that this love exists, didn't know what these feelings were, didn't know how to express these things, and then like light switch, and then they're like, oh my god, love is so complex, love is so beautiful, love is immense, I'm in love with this person, but I know what that means now, and I can describe it, and it's like I can like see it, and I can, there's so many ways I can describe it now, like, you know, it's like a total complete change. Okay, peace. Yeah, okay, there is definitely a sense of like, I can't believe this exists, this person is, you know, the one, and there's like such great peace. I feel like before they even talk to you, they're just kind of like in heaven, because they're like, this exists, this kind of love exists, like everything on TV or all the relationships I've seen my, like, you know, friends and, you know, family members have, like, no, this is different, this is like, I get it now, you know, like a very true, intense love, very true, divine, intense love, true love. I'm getting true love. Disruption. Yeah, it's very disruptive. It's kind of like, imagine if you like were just like living life and you thought, you know, the way you were living was normal, and then someone comes along and just like shows you a whole other side to life, to love, to love connections. Oh man, I mean, that's why I'm getting like, oh, there's like so much peace. Like for a second, I'm getting like for a few days they might not even like reach out to you because they're so in love with love. You know, it's like it's a very like miraculous discovery for them. Okay, so what is the most likely? How is this connection most likely moving forward? Connect with your inner guidance. Yeah, so I feel like they're connecting to a part of them that they did not know that, you know, existed before, and it's really like mind-blowing. I'm getting like it takes them like before they even come to you, they take a few days just to be in that energy, because it's like, I don't know, believing that, like learning that something like, like unicorns exist or something. It's like, it's like that mind-blowing. Be mindful of your thoughts. Yeah. So now they're realizing why you are so frustrated with them for not being able to share what's going on in their mind, in their heart, in their life, in the future for the two of you. I feel like they realize like the lack of love that they were sharing in their words. Like they didn't realize it before, because they're like, wait, I love you, I care for you, I'm doing things for you, like what? But then they're like, oh my gosh, like they have a realization, oh my gosh, like I must have come off as such a rude, uncaring, like not attentive partner or romantic love interest or whatever. Like they just feel like, yeah, they were being so insensitive and oblivious, or they want to come off that way. Like they didn't realize like that what they saying wasn't wrong. What they were saying to you and how they were acting towards you wasn't what was wrong. It was the lack of these other things. The lack of the depth in the relationship, depth in the connection, depth in the love, depth in sharing, depth of experience with each other, being with each other. They didn't realize that. Maybe you didn't realize that was what was missing either. Okay. So how is this connection most likely moving forward? Someone coming back. Okay. Wait, what? Okay. 10 of Pentacles. Wow. Okay. So someone's coming back, and they're coming back with, coming back with a vengeance, but not like in a bad way. I'm getting like this person's coming back with a vengeance on like time wasted, not a vengeance on you, vengeance on like all the things that were lacking in the connection. Because I feel like, yeah, 10 of Pentacles is everything, right? Everything. It's like it's a connection, it's a friendship in the connection, it's the nurturing in the connection, it's the family relationship between the two of you, it's the family relationship outside of the two of you, it's your home that you create, and the conversations you have with each other, and the activities that you do with each other, the responsibilities that you both share, but also the home that you share physically, the home that you share with your family or your community. It's how you interact with your work. It's how you work together. It's how you work individually. How you care for each other's work. How you care for the work that you do together. It's like everything. Like literally your money, your abundance, how you spend that abundance on each other, with your family, with your community, with the service to others, with world. Like it's literally everything. 10 of Pentacles, right? So like someone's coming back with everything. So I feel like they're coming back with a plan for everything. So you asked for it. You wanted them to share their heart. They're coming with it, and they're coming with everything. Everything. They're applying this love thing that they just discovered on everything. Every moment's going to be like sacred. So beautiful. Okay. Nine of Swords, and they're coming to tell you, I'm getting now, but they want to tell you, like you asked for it, and they're gonna come and tell you. They're gonna come like rushing to tell you. They have so much to say that they're gonna be stuttering because they're stumbling over the amount of things that they're saying to you. Like before they were stuttering because they didn't know how to express their feelings for you. Now they're stuttering because they're expressing one thing after another, sharing you loving ideas with you at one after another. It's, you asked for it. It's here. Live from a place of light. They didn't understand that before, but like, I feel like a light bulb just went up in their head, and it's just like, I get it now. Like, being in that love energy in every moment, it's a different kind of love that you were after, and they get it now. And this person specifically is able to understand it and capable of delivering it to you. So they're coming back, and they're coming back better than ever. I feel like the best they could be ever. All right. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, I'd really appreciate a like and or a comment. Even just an emoji really helps. It's a beautiful way for you to help me, so I can continue helping, sharing all these beautiful love, divine messages. I feel like my messages are a little bit different than some other tarot card readers, and bring my own unique channeling to them, but they're the highest divine energies of messages that I've been able to find out there. I hope you agree with me. And yeah, it'd be so helpful, because these are the kinds of messages. This is the kind of love that I will hope that there's more and more of in this world. Okay? I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Much love and light. Eye pile number 3 with the daffodils and the orange calcite. Let's see what your person really feels about you. This came shot out so quickly. I loved you since before you knew. So they're very, very adamant. Like, I loved you before you knew that I loved you. Wow. So this person, they have something important to say, because they wouldn't have started this reading with, like, just so you know, I loved you before you knew. Okay? You stole my heart. Okay. So I don't know if this person wasn't sure if they weren't going to be able to have you. Maybe they felt that you were out of their league, or maybe you were with someone else, or maybe you just came off that you weren't interested in them, or that it wouldn't work out because of long distance, or I don't know, something along those lines. But like, they're like, I didn't know if I would ever be able to be with you, but even before I knew, you stole my heart, and I loved you before you even knew. You've expanded my happiness. So ever since they've known you, you've made them so incredibly happy. Just the way that you are, the way that you smile, the things that you talk about, the ways that you light up when things make you happy, or when you get excited about something. They're just so, it just, like, you know, melts their heart when they see that in your face and in your energy. But on top of that, you show them how to be more happy in their own life, and that, I mean, means everything to them. I feel like they were kind of in a place where they just kind of like, okay, I guess I'm not meant to be happy. I think happiness is a fleeting emotion. Like, no one's really actually truly happy. We just have to, like, be sad and suffering our whole life, or, you know, we just have tiny bits. Like, we have a sad, suffering life, you know, with tiny bits of happiness here and there, and that's it. You really change the concept of, like, you know, what happiness, consistent happiness looks like, you know. I'm creating a more stable foundation. Yeah, so that definitely leads into how they're changing how they live, how they view relationships, how they view partnerships, how they view their lifestyle and their future. Like, you made them realize, like, we have one life to live, might as well live it the happiest we can. You know, you really did completely change this person's perception on life. Wow. So how do they really feel about you? So I feel like this is like at first glance, and this is going in deeper, like how they really feel about you. Nothing in this realm can stop our destiny together. So they do feel like it's destined, it's fated. Like, how can someone like an angel like this come along in my life, completely change my life? Like, I feel like they were kind of like a robot, and they're just like, go and work, get out of work, do things, responsibilities, sleep, do it all over again. I feel like you shook them up and like showed them what life is really supposed to be like, and on top of that, they really like you're kind of like this perfect person. You look really good. You have, you know, you're really interesting. You're really like cute. I'm getting, and just like bubbly in your own way. Or maybe just around them. But they're like, yeah, how is this person in my life? And we're not destined to be together. Like, no, we're definitely destined to be together. Like, there's nothing that can stop this. Words fail me. I don't know if they've told you this yet, though. I don't know if they told you how unreachable you were in the beginning, or maybe even still. But I feel like they sometimes feel like that person where, like, it's difficult because you kind of represent who they were before they met you and who they are after they met you. And it's just kind of, you know, sometimes you remind them of how they felt about life and themselves and about love and relationships before they met you. And it kind of just like, I don't know, triggers them a little bit. Like, they turn back into the person they met. You know how sometimes when you have like a friend that you had when you were younger, and like, you know, years go by, but then when you meet up with that friend, you sometimes still act the age you were when you two were, you know, friends. I feel like that's kind of what's going on here with you. It's like you also remind them of who they were before you, but you also remind them of how much they've changed since that. So it's kind of like I don't know, you're kind of like, I don't know, this like multi-dimensional like mirror for them, because like you kind of show them I feel like they're not over like who they were before they met you. Like they're not forgiving themselves. Like they hate that version. Like I hate that I didn't believe in love. I hate that I didn't, like, I'm using the word hate and I usually never do because that's such a strong word, but it's like I hate myself. I hate that like I was like so down on myself and I didn't know that I could be this happy, and then like didn't know if I could be with them. Like I hate that I was like so like that before, but I love that they changed me. I love that they changed who I am and like change how I think about love, and how much like I love them. It's just like, you know, it's just weird. Like I feel like they still need to like forgive themselves for, it's like, God, everyone changes, you know, everyone grows and learns. It's like, you know, you did the best you could at that time for how much you knew and how much you've experienced, and you've learned and grown since then. But like, you know, some people, like this person, I feel like this is still kind of new to them, this connection or this love or this realization. And so you kind of trigger them sometimes because you bring out this kind of hate for themselves, that they used to be like this. You know, they're still struggling with like who they used to be, and it's because you changed them so dramatically for the better. But it's still there a little bit. So that's why, like, I'll give this a little bit more time, this connection, because like they still need to kind of come into themselves, like come into this new version of themselves, this new life. our paths and lives are aligned. So they do feel that this is very destined. Nothing can stop our destiny together. Our path and lives are aligned. So they do really strongly feel this is destiny. This is destiny. That's why I feel like they want to tell you this, that like, oh, I loved you at like first sight, or I loved you like, you know, on that special day when this happened and you did this, like way before like we even became friends, or way before we even like really got to know each other, or, you know, I don't know, something way before we even said I love you to each other or something like that. They want to tell you this, but like they will as soon as they stopped hating themselves for being who they were at that time, you know? Okay, you bring joy into my life. We definitely saw that because you've expanded my happiness. I think this is a very important deal. Like, it's kind of surprising how many people do not think that they deserve happiness, will ever find it, think happiness is a fleeting thing. I mean, no one can be like extremely happy all the time, like content, you know? But they found like true happiness and true joy in their lives. Like I feel like they experienced it more often and more consistently and more stably than they ever have in the past. I feel like in the past, like they just kind of gave up on it, you know, being happy or finding someone that could make them happy or finding someone that could help them believe in love. Like they just kind of left it. They're like, okay, this is not gonna happen to me. I will wait in the name of love, but they will wait forever for you because they love you. And it's kind of a thing where it's not an obsession, but I feel like they're never going to forget you, what you've done. And since this is kind of like more new-ish or rekindled or something, they'll be patient with themselves and patient with this connection, and they'll wait it out. Like if this is like a friend, they will like wait as long as they need to get you until they know they can, you know? If there's someone else in the picture or something, they'll wait it out. Don't think they won't. They will. Unless you like specifically tell them otherwise, like they will wait. Okay, so let's see what is really going on in this connection. What's really going on in this connection? I still don't have all the answers yet. So I'm getting like, they don't understand why they can't tell you this, right? That they loved you before you knew. That's important to the story that they have to tell you. And it's because like, I feel like there's like something preventing this connection from moving forward. And that's like them kind of, they think it's because they need to open up about like how much you mean to them and how they loved you before you even knew, and why, because like, you know, you brought all this happiness into their lives, changed the way that they viewed life and all this. So they think that there's stagnation in this connection because they need to express that to you. But in reality, it's because they need to face themselves. They need to face who they were back then. But in their head, it's coming up like, I need to tell them about that moment that I actually fell in love with them. I need to tell them about that night or that day or that time in our connection. Like I need to tell them about that. But that's not what they actually need to tell you. What they need to do is actually confront who they were back then. I miss you, do you? So I'm not sure if this kind of connection was put on the back burner. Maybe there's like, oh, I need some space, or like, can we go back to being friends, or can we just stay friends for right now, or like, hey, like this big thing just happened in my life, can we talk about this some other time, or like I can't do this right now, or maybe not right now but maybe later, or something like that, or I don't know, maybe it was the wrong timing or something like that. But they do miss you. Okay, so I feel like this is like kind of like on surface what's going on in the connection. Let's look like a little bit deeper. What's going on in this connection in a deeper sense? I really hate not communicating as much as I want to. Yeah. See, like, It's because they don't feel like they don't have all the answers, and they're trying to figure out what they're supposed to say to you, what they want to say to you, and it's not coming out right. And it's because it's not what they have to say to you, it's what they have to say to themselves. And once they clear that up, they'll have easy communication with you. Things will go smoothly with this connection, and it will move forward quite smoothly. But they're not understanding that they don't really need to open up to you. They need to open up to their old self when they first met you, like who they were then. I've been receiving your telepathic messages, so I feel like they've been kind of getting this vibe. They feel like they've been getting this vibe from you where you're just kind of like, I don't know, getting this vibe of like, don't talk to me, like, you don't understand me, or like you need to do something in this connection. You just step up, and you just step up in a certain way. And they feel like they're getting these hints from you. I'm getting like your glares. I don't know if you're giving them like if you're making some faces towards them or giving them evil eye or something. But I feel like they're trying to like read in between the lines. It's like, what do they want? What do they want? What do they want? And I feel like you might have said one thing, but like you really meant another. If you talk to this person about what you want and why things are like stalling or aren't moving forward or not how they like, not how the way you like it or something. Or not happy with how it ended or how it's going or where it's at and how it's like, yeah, like it's basically at a standstill. And they're saying like they feel like they're picking up that they need to do something about this, but they're like, what do? I don't know what to do. I don't know. I still don't have all the answers. They just like miss you because they're like, I want to talk to you. I want to be around you. They I mean, you light them up. You make them really happy, but they feel like you're trying to hint to them that they're supposed to do something. They're like, I don't know what that is. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And so they're like, okay, what if I just share how much they mean to me and how, like, you know, where this connection really started for us. And like, yeah, that would help. But like, honestly, what they actually need to do is, like, you might have been picking up on the signs that they aren't doing their inner work in regards to this connection and in regards to like catching up with this. Yeah, I feel like since it's like kind of fairly new or fairly rekindled or something, this connection, like I feel like they haven't done all the inner work that was required from when you first met each other, or when you first both kind of like started this up again, or maybe it's been going on for a while, but it's like they haven't been doing the inner work. Like, so that's why it's like they're so mad at their self when they first met you and this first started up again or something, because they still haven't done the inner work. They haven't done that since you two actually met. So that's why things aren't moving forward. They haven't done the thing, caught up with themselves. Okay, so what's actually going on in this connection? Determination. So they are determined to kind of be like, yeah, we have our destiny, nothing can stop us. They are determined to make this connection work, but they just are so confused. They don't know how to do it. I feel like they're climbing this mountain, but they're like going in zigzags and getting lost and, you know, going down the mountain and then going up and then not realizing like what's happening. Frustration for sure. They do not know what to do, and it's so frustrating for them. But I mean, that's what happens, right? Like if you know, this might be more of a masculine minded person or more like 3D minded person, and so they think that everything is outside of themselves. How to fix this connection is outside of themselves. But what really needs to happen, or like what they see on TV, which is like, maybe I'm supposed to share my express my feelings for them. Maybe I'm supposed to make a grand gesture and tell them how I really feel in a really grand way. Start from the beginning, like I loved you before I even knew you, like how much you mean to me, how much you light up my life. Yeah, that would help, but that's not what it is. It starts from within, and that's dealing with all the inner work that has happened since they met you. Okay. So what is the most likely way this is going to move forward, this connection? Time to love yourself, yeah. I really do feel like they need to love who they were at the beginning of this connection, love who they've become through every step of the way to who they are now and where they're going and who they're going to become. It's really, this is definitely inner work. They definitely need to kind of love themselves, you know, and they come far enough with you. You show them how to be happy and how, you know, that a love like this can exist and this destined kind of connection can happen. But they really just need to catch up with themselves from, you know, when they first met you. They still haven't done that inner work since then. Release who used to be. Yeah. They need to kind of let this go. Let this person that they were go. But before they let them go, they need to kind of forgive themselves for like who they were back then, how much they knew, what they were going through. You know, love that person that was there and thank them for where they were, and then apologize to themselves for not doing this healing work sooner, and then, you know, yeah, thank them and release them. Yeah, it's very clear with this connection as well. Okay, so where is this connection moving? How is this connection most likely moving forward? A crush. Yeah, I feel like whether you've known this person for a short time or a long time, like they have the hugest crush on you. You know, this is why they want to kind of tell you about their like crush story on you, which is very cute. And yeah, that would work. That would definitely like put them on the winning side for you. But Page of Cups, the Seven of Wands in reverse. It's just, they have to have a crush, like they have to have a crush on themselves, right, in order to present themselves as someone crush worthy, you know. I feel like they're giving too much emphasis on like how much of a crush they had on you and how much they hated themselves and didn't like themselves, and it's like they had to find a newfound crush, like, you know, they had to find themselves crush worthy at that time and even now, and then that will help them open up about how they had a crush on you, you know, without feeling like less than or intimidated or ugly on the inside or just feeling bad or unworthy. So like, yeah, they need to find who they were and, you know, find all the reasons that they were so crush worthy, you know, and that will open them up to be more vulnerable with you and sharing the story of how they had a crush on you. Yeah, judgment. This is definitely a review period for them, and this is probably a definite sign that things are leaving the stagnant. This connection is leaving the stagnant point and moving forward. It's not going to be standing still anymore. It's going to be moving forward soon, because they're doing this kind of review work. Okay, last but not least, it's time to be bold and brave. It's one of the hardest things to do, is like look at yourself at a time that you really didn't like yourself. That brings up nightmares, and it can be psychologically damaging if you, I mean, if it's really traumatic, you definitely need some expert help. But to kind of revisit this time where you didn't like yourself, that's where the root of all these kinds of problems can come up in your life. So if they haven't been doing that kind of inner work since they met you, they have all this kind of rooted anger that they just kind of left festering there and didn't clear as they moved up in vibes, moved up in their life and in their energies with you. So that's why you're being held still. This connection is being held still, because you literally can't move forward until they release this kind of negative energy and heal it, and then be able to hold more love energy for you and this connection and for themselves. All right, so I hope you enjoy this reading. If you did, I'd really appreciate a like and a comment. It is very, very much helping out my channel at this time. I hope to be doing more readings like these more often. I'm doing a few readings a week, and it's been such a joy to be able to connect with the divine and your divine, beautiful souls. This is just like, makes my heart sing. This is what I'm meant to do. Just help love find more love. All right, so I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day. Much love and light.